back on the Gazette Radio Hour with Doug and John. We have our Mr. NFL expert, Mr. B, on the radio.
Hey, guys.
All right. So, we've talked a lot about some of the other teams. As much as we hate to, we should talk about the local teams.
What local team?
There are no local teams. If you're a Raiders fan, stop living in the 80s. And if you're a San Diego fan, move to San Diego.
Well, they could be moving to L.A.
They could be moving to L.A. Mr. B, we want to talk to you about the San Diego Chargers. What do you think? I'm disappointed in them continually.
Well, it's going to be an interesting year just because, obviously, new head coach Mike McCoy and him coming in with a make-or-break year for Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, disappointment.
Disappointing the last few years. A few receivers have gone down so far in training camp. A few are still questionable. So it's just a matter of they can manage through these wavy waters and figure it out.
But I think the problem Phillip Rivers has had is no protection. He drops back in the pocket to pass, and they're the linemen all over him.
He's got Ryan Matthews that always gets hurt. He's got Gates that is getting older. So it's not a good situation down there, I don't think. They need to kind of rebuild a little bit. All right, let's move a little north. Okay. The Raiders. What do you think? I'm once again not impressed. They made good steps, but I don't think it's enough.
Well, coming out of Raiders camp, I've been hearing that Denarius Moore has not been impressing the coaching staff. Yeah. Rather, they want him to be a number one, but he's not playing like a capable number one wide receiver.
Yeah, and you've got Darius Haywood-Bay from University of Maryland. Go Terps. Just not. He's a speed receiver. He's not a possession receiver. And he did get clocked in the end zone last year. That was a good hit.
He did.
But not thrilled with the Raiders. All right, the other local team, which to me I'm still not local. If you really are a Rams fan, then maybe you should look at a map. They're still in St. Louis. I like Bradford.
As do I.
I think he's a decent quarterback. They got speed, but
they have an excellent head coach,
which is
that they do.
What's his name?
Jeff Fisher.
Jeff Fisher.
Yes.
Former USC. I know. All right. So, hey, Mr. B, it's been an awesome time having you on. We look forward to having you on again. Next week, we'll talk about specific games, maybe.
And divisions.
We'll get your winners. We'll get your Super Bowl predictions early. And we can all go to Vegas, make a lot of money, and take the rest of the year off.
Absolutely, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right,
Mr.
man.
Football, thank you.
Mr. Football, thanks.
All right, have a good week.
All right, take care. Doug, I was thinking it sounded like you knew a little bit about football there.
A little bit.
You were trying to show Mr. Football up a little.
No.
I think he was a little bit. I think he was.
No.
You know what we should do?
What?
I think we should pick games. As a matter of fact, I formally challenge both you and Mr. Football to pick games with me.
Oh, like they do on the NFL Today and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You've got bad hair just like Terry Bradshaw.
Oh, go! Easy.
Okay, what do you say? You have good hair like Jimmy Johnson? You want to go there? No, I think that's a great idea. We'll keep track, and winner buys dinner at the end of the year. What do you think?
All right, deal.
Somewhere nice?
Not too nice.
Not too nice. It is a free classified after all. No, I think it's a great time of year. You've got fantasy football. You've got picks, office polls. Lost an office poll once to a secretary who picked the southernmost teams.
Yeah.
Not very good at geography. She picked Cincinnati to beat Miami.
We had an office pool, and we had a young lady in the office years ago where I used to work in Phoenix. Didn't know anything about football.
Yep.
And she won it.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, the secretary picked the southernmost teams. She picked Cincinnati to beat Miami. Didn't know a lot about geography or football. It was ugly. It was ugly. So
yeah, but we'll have to get somebody else to go with us.
We should.
Okay.
We should. Well, maybe
we'll have to work on that.
Maybe Tim Haddock, our resident football or resident sports expert.
Okay.
Or, hey, maybe Coach Gutierrez.
Maybe, I don't know. We'll find out if they
we've
like
got
the
an
NFL.
We've got an open spot. If you want to challenge Doug and John and Mr. Football, you can contact Doug. What's your email address again there, Doug?
Doug at scfree.net. Doug at scfree.net.
We will take auditions to see who's going to be on our pick contest. The winner gets dinner with, maybe a free dinner. You don't have to take us, but maybe you can take us.
And by the way, if you were listening at the beginning of the show and I ranted about the politics stuff and the law, if you want to respond to that too, Doug at scfree.net.
That's right. They'll get that stuff in the paper. A lot of interesting letters to the editor last week when you were gone.
And one guy even complimented me. Unbelievable.
Is that the only one you printed?
I print them all. Fair and balanced, my friend. Fair and balanced.
Just like Fox News?
Yeah. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed the show. Like I said, we like to cover all kinds of subjects. We're going to keep doing that every week. Again, we would ask that you tell all your friends to listen every Friday at 1, and we're bound to talk about something they're interested in, and hopefully lots of stuff they're interested in.
At least that. Oh, and if they're not interested, just wait 10 seconds and the weather will change.
That's right. All right, everybody. What am I supposed to say at the end?
I think you're saying goodbye, Doug.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next week.
KHDS, Canyon Country, Santa Clarita.
It's 2 o'clock. Time for NBC News on your hometown station. KHDS.
NBC News Radio, I'm Pete Williams. Army Major Nidal Hassan was found guilty today of killing 13 people and wounding 32 more at Fort Hood. NBC's Mark Potter says a sentencing hearing starts Monday.
13 family members, each one of them representing one of the 13 people killed in that rampage here November 5th, 2009, will be allowed to speak to the panel. The government will also have some expert witnesses, and the most important point is that prosecutors will be seeking the death penalty. The other option is life in prison.
In Washington State, another military jury sentenced Army Staff Sergeant Robert Bales to life without parole for murdering 16 villagers in Afghanistan last year. The San Diego City Council decides today whether to pay Mayor Bob Filder's legal bills in return for his resignation. He's accused of sexual improprieties. The Dow Jones Industrial Average climbed back above 1,500 today with a 47-point gain. NASDAQ up 19, S&P up 6. This is NBC News Radio. Syrian opposition forces say they'll protect UN chemical weapons inspectors now in Syria in areas under their control. The White House today said the U.S. wants to find if chemical weapons have been used, but reaffirmed there will be no American troops on the ground in Syria. The Muslim Brotherhood called for demonstrations in Cairo today, but NBC's Ayman Mohiuddin says most protesters stayed home.
Today was a major test for them, and it's safe to say they did not bring out the kinds of numbers that they normally would have in recent years.
Security forces staged a massive show of present on major intersections in Cairo. The LA Times newspaper says Los Angeles Dodgers announced